Hi, BTCC family. We are in the process of studying through the life of Jesus, and we've talked a lot about all his miracles and what he's done and his teachings. And this chapter, Matthew 26, is a sad chapter. It talks about the betrayal and rejection of Jesus on multiple fronts. So first there was Judas, who betrayed him outright out of greed and his own avarice and the idolatry he had in his heart. And then there was the Sanhedrin, the very people that should have accepted him because they knew the signs and they knew the history and what was expected. So they should have recognized him, but they didn't. And then the denial by Peter, one of his beloved disciples, who denied him 3 times, and at the end of this chapter was weeping bitterly for his sin. And in the very middle of this chapter, we have the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus is praying for the cup to pass from him. But I want to focus on the various sins that he knew were coming, and the fact that he died for us anyway. So our spiritual state, we are in various states. Sometimes we are healthy, sometimes we are struggling, sometimes we are weak, sometimes we are in one of these phases where we reject or deny Christ. And I hope that if that's the case, that we can turn back to him and be like Peter and weep bitterly over our sin, but know without a doubt that Christ has died for us. He knew what was going to happen, and he did it anyway, because he said in several times, but in verse 39, "Yet not as I will, but as you will." He realized that the cost for him would be extraordinarily high, unsurpassingly high, and he did it anyway. He died for my sin, he died for your sin, and I just want us to realize we can turn to him no matter where we are in our walk, where we are in our weaknesses, in our anxieties, in our fears. We can turn to Jesus and know that we have a great high priest who understands our weaknesses and our failings and died for us anyway. So thank you for listening. And I pray you continue to study through the life of Jesus as we move now to thinking about the death of Jesus and how you can't have one without the other in Christianity. You need to understand the impact that Jesus had in our history, in our Christian history, and should have in our lives. Thank you for listening.